So, my friend, you were saying that you were kind of an atheist. Is that what you said earlier? If I'm not
Uh, before, yes.
before, you were kind of
Agnostic or atheist, you know what I mean?
agnostic or atheist. Okay, okay. And our brother Saeed is was always a Muslim, or
Yeah, I was
he
always
also
a
had a.
Muslim.
You were born in a Muslim family, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So you both are Sunni Sayyids, Sunni
yeah, yeah,
Muslims.
Fully,
yeah.
yeah.
Sunni.
Sunni Muslims. All right, all right. That's good. That's good. That's good. So so basically, you're saying that you had a journey that you finally accepted Islam to be
Mm-hmm.
your religion, right?
Yeah.
And you said that because the guidance is in Quran, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. So, but when we look at Quran, there are so many
Mm-hmm.
passages which says that Allah misguides.
That Allah misguides.
Hmm.
Well, so let me just state this. Neither I nor Saeed are scholars of Islam. We don't know everything about it. So I can't tell an ayah exactly what it says. You know what I mean? But that Allah misguides.
Hmm.
If there is a passage, sure.
Hmm.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you said, Allah guides, but Allah says that He guides whom He wills, and He misguides whom He wills.
I think
So,
so.
so how can let me share my screen now because that is
Yeah.
why we are actually here.
Yeah.
Uh, this is the screen you can see now.
Yep. Yeah, I see.
So you said, but here Allah is sending astray. He is not just misguiding; He is using the Arabic is yughwiyakun, which simply comes from yughwi. Yughwi means al-ghawi or yughwi, which simply means sending astray.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
so Allah is supposed to be Rahman and Rahim, correct? Because that's what Bismillah means. Bismillah, ar-Rahman, ar-Rahim,
Yeah,
right?
merciful and most merciful, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. So based on that, if we look at this, this creates a huge problem in itself because right now Allah is sending astray. Why would He send astray?
Because he is the most wise and he knows what is best. He knows what people deserve Jannah and what people don't deserve Jannah. That's my assumption.
Okay, I will go with your assumption. Obviously, none of us are scholars, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, of course, of
I
course.
will I will go with your assumption, but that makes Allah not good because let me explain why I said not good. Because if Allah is sending me astray, then it means it is He who's making me do the bad things because He is sending me astray from the right path. That's what
But
Alhamdulillah is.
okay.
When we read the first ayah, first surah of Quran, which is Surah Fatiha, we ask for Allah. We pray, Allah, do not allow us to go astray, but rather lead us to the straight path. So if we, so basically, Allah is making me go into the bad path, the wrong path, because He's leading me astray. So
Okay.
that makes Allah not a good God.
But this is sorry, just one second. This actually goes back to your religion as well, Christianity, am I right?
No, it does not.
Why isn't every person on the world on the planet a Christian? Why doesn't your God make everybody a Christian? Why doesn't
Because,
he guide everybody?
okay, because in Christianity, every human has a free will. They can
Okay.
choose what they want to choose.
Yeah.
God has given the books and His word. Now it's upon human whether he wants to choose the right path or the wrong path. But the problem that I'm showing you over here in Quran, it simply says that Allah is the one who leads astray, whereas Allah should say that I'm here for the guidance. You can choose the right path or the wrong path. It's up to you. It's not saying
Well,
that.
he
It's
does.
saying,
If I'm not wrong,
hmm
I listened to a lecture the other day, and it was just basically talking about that if he sees, I'm not. Maybe this is not correct. I won't say it is correct, but if he sees somebody that is doing something that is a big sin,
hmm
like for example, I don't know, interest rates, zina, stuff like that, he lets
hmm
them go. He lets them go with the shaitan.
But that's not what the verse is saying, buddy. If you look at the verse, it's saying Allah just leads astray. Allah is not saying that I let you go do whatever you want to do. This is saying Allah leads them astray. In kan Allah yuridu,
Mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm.
An yughwiyakum. So it is Allah who's keeping you astray or leading you astray. So however you may like to translate it, or whichever translate you want to pick up, I can pick up open any translation that you want to. That's not even a problem. Uh, that's
Sorry, man. Sorry, just 1 second. I mean, I'm not. Something's always.
okay.
Hi. So, okay. Sorry, man. Saeed, do you have any thoughts about this? Do you have anything to say?
No, no. I'm just
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. I don't
Put that Discord.
really. I don't really. Since I'm not a scholar, I would probably be able to answer this question because I believe and I know for a fact that the Quran is not. There's no mistakes in the Quran. And if I knew, I would love to know to answer this for you. But since simply I do not know, I cannot answer it for you.
No, you are claiming, you claimed something, and that is why I opened up this. Otherwise, I would not have opened up this. But because you claimed it, that Allah guides, and I just showed you that it's
Sorry,
not
man.
always the truth.
Sorry, one
It
second,
rather,
man. My
yes.
friend here sent me the site. Is this the translation for that ayah? They
Saçma
sent
değil.
me on
Ne zaman
Discord.
sınırsın? Wait.
Which translation do you want me to open? I'll open it. This is Quran.com. I can open the translation that you want me to open.
Is this what you
Mislim da
sent
je
me
to
the ayah?
tefsir ili nešto.
Oh, this is tafsir.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay. Let me copy. Can I paste it here into this thing? Oh, here.
yeah, paste the tafsir. Let me know which tafsir to open. I'll open that. No, no. Tell me which tafsir to
Hmm.
open and I'll
I
open
don't
it.
know. I don't know. Ask him.
Do you want me to
Evo,
open
wait,
Jalalain? Do you want me to open Ibn
wait.
Kathir? Which tafsir do you want me to open? I'll open that.
He just sent me something. Can you, Said, from now on, send these messages here to the
No, okay.
okay, to this.
Evo te bezit, aš mi
Uh,
internet ti
is it
šaljem
this?
tebi.
Wait. No,
This
wrong
is
thing.
Discord channel. Just tell me, guys.
Wrong
Listen,
thing, man.
listen,
Wrong thing.
listen,
Hold up,
listen.
hold up, hold up.
Let me help you. Let me help you to help me. Tell me which tafsir you want me to open. I'll open that.
Ask him. I'm not sure. Ask him.
Said, which
I don't
tafsir are
know, I
you
just
trying to
find it
open?
on the internet and I saw it.
Okay, forget Islamic studies. Tell me the name of the scholar whose tafsir you want me to open.
I don't know, man. Open anyone you want. I don't really care.
Okay.
Open anyone you want. I have Ibn Kathir right here. Ibn Kathir. Sorry, right next to me. So this is Surah Hud, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What ayah is it in our numbers? Because I'm not really familiar with these.
Okay. Wait. There you go. Let's see some tafsirs.
Let's
Okay.
look.
This is the tafsir. Okay. This is Ibn Abbas to begin with. It's
Just one
saying,
second, man. So let me if I find it in my tafsir. 613. What ayah is it?
yeah, 34 ayah. Just wait. You can see it on the screen. I am showing it from the authentic websites, not my own website. This is Quranics.com. It has all the tafsirs. So we'll go to all of them. How about that?
34, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's read through different
One
tafsirs.
second. 1 second. 30. This is 20. This.
Somebody is watching some video probably.
I don't know who that is. I can't
Okay.
find ayah. Whatever. I'll trust you on this one. All right.
Man, I'm showing
So,
you the authentic websites.
okay.
It has all the tafsirs, buddy.
Go ahead.
So Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad, is actually saying Allah is divine oneness. If Allah wills to keep you astray from guidance, He is your Lord, and He has better right over you than me, and etc. So He's saying the same which the ayah is saying, Jalalain. And my counsel will not benefit you like Muhammad's counsel, because that's how the ayah is saying. If I desire to counsel you when God desires to keep you astray, right? And He used the Arabic. and my counsel will not benefit you. He is your Lord, and to him you will be brought back. So once again, we see the same thing. Allah is keeping astray. Ibn Kathir. So Ibn Kathir starts from verse number 32 to 34. So Ibn Kathir starts from the Noha and etc. because the context changes between the two verses. So I'm going to go all the way to ayah number 34 first. And it says over here, In kana Allah yuridu in yughwiyakum. If Allah will is to keep you astray, this means your deception and your ultimate destruction. Obviously, because then you will be destroyed because Allah is keeping you astray. So this is the Ibn Kathir. Yughwiyakum, the older one as well. And my advice will not profit you. Muhammad is saying, my advice is not going to profit you, even if I wish to give you good counsel. If Allah will is to keep you astray.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
means
Okay.
something that could be useful to you in acceptance of my preaching to you, warning that you are advising you. In kan Allah yuridu ain yughwiyakum. So basically, if Allah wished to keep you astray, even Muhammad's guidance when he was alive is not going to help you because Allah wants to keep you astray.
Okay, so let me add to this. The thing is, guidance is only given from Allah. Nobody else can give you guidance. That's what we talk about in Islam. You probably already know that because you're an ex-Muslim.
Hmm,
So if it is Allah's will to not give you guidance,
hmm.
He already knows why He did that. And He already knows the future and the past and the present. He knows everything. So it is His will, and I respect that will, if that is the case, what you're trying to say here. So our guidance only comes from Allah.
Okay. So now what you are saying is guidance comes from Allah, but here you are not talking about guidance. Do you see the difference between guiding and leading astray is
Yeah,
very, very obvious.
yeah.
When leading astray means I ask you, hey buddy, we are in Washington DC. Let's assume you know America a little bit. So let's assume that we are in Washington DC, and I ask you, hey, how do I reach Canada? And you tell me, take the route south. I will never reach Canada. I will reach
Hmm.
Mexico, North
Of course,
America,
of course.
but I will never reach Canada.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. When you talk about leading astray, it is not about guidance. Guidance
Well,
is that I
okay.
asked you something and you did not answer me. That means you did not guided me,
Hmm. Okay, so
right?
let me just add. Sorry. To add here, it says not to lead astray. It is to keep you astray because He knows all. That's the thing. Allah knows all, and He's going to keep you astray because you are not worthy of His mercy. Probably you're not worthy of something that is for somebody else. You understand me?
So
So He's keeping you astray because He knows you're not worthy for it.
so basically you are telling me Allah does not lead you astray, but he keeps you astray in this ayah.
That's my assumption.
Okay. So I'll go with you.
Which is this is surah?
Hud.
Cool.
Ah,
Because of the tafsir says that, so that is why you are saying it.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
again, we're no scholars here. I'm just assuming this. So
So because you
yeah.
are trying to use the keeping word rather than this one. So let me open Quran chapter number 7, verse number 178. 7. Because there are so many verses on this, not just one. Wamin yuzalil. He lets you go astray now. He is the rightly guided, whoever he sends astray. Now he
Hmm.
is sending you astray.
Hmm.
It is those who are losers. What should I do over here, buddy?
Sure. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not here
Do
to
you do you
because I do not know the Quran. I do not
okay.
know, but I'll just say He knows everything, and if He decides to keep or send or lead somebody astray, I believe that is for the greater good.
So it seems like you don't even know uh, the Islamic theology of takdir and qadar.
I'm not sure what that means. Can you
Okay.
elaborate?
Let me give you Sahih al-Bukhari. This is
Yeah.
Sahih
Okay.
al-Bukhari 6594. Allah created humans, right? Then when he was in his mother's womb, Allah wrote whether he will be a wretched doer or a blessed doer in the hereafter.
Hmm.
His soul is breathed. So basically, you might be doing the good deeds of the people of the fire. Sorry, you might be doing the bad deeds of the people of fire, means the hell, till there is any only a cubit arm length, means like a few days left to you to die between him and the fire. But then the writing which Allah wrote when you were in the mother's womb will come into play and will proceed, which Allah has ordered the angel to write in the mother's womb, precedes, and he does the deeds of the people of the paradise. So all your life you were a bad doer, but in the end you said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and you will be enter into paradise. And same is the reverse is there is people who are doing the deeds of the paradise, and then the writing proceeds, and the person does the deed of the people of the fire, and he enters this. So in the end, person will do some bad things, and everything which will be far bigger bad things because Allah pre-wrote whatever He would want to do.
Yeah,
So
because he knows
basically,
the future. He knows
no,
everything.
there is a difference between knowing and pre-writing for you to do exactly what he wants to, so that he sends a stray so that you would do certain things because he pre-wrote it. Two entirely different things, and that's what
Well,
I'm
here's the
trying to
thing.
show
Here's the
you.
thing. He is, after all, the Almighty,
That
and He
so
created us. And if He wills to do whatever He wants, I never question that.
okay, so basically when I will
But
die,
I cannot give you an answer for this because I'm
yeah,
not known. I'm not really knowledgeable. You
exactly.
understand?
So
But
when
my
I
assumption is because I know He's the most merciful, He's the greatest, He's everything what I just said, and He does everything in His will, and He knows everything. And there's no need to think about these stuff because He knows everything.
okay, no, for me it has to do
Okay,
everything
for
because
you, okay, for you.
for basically because when I die and I will stand in front of Allah and He will say, I'm going to put you in hell, I'm going to say, hey, I did all the good things in my life, then you led me astray because you said that in Quran, not just one place, you said it in 8 different places. I can show you other places as well. And then you pre-wrote it when I was in my mother's womb. What is my fault? Why did you not write the good things for me? Was I like I didn't even know myself when you were writing these things? Why am I to be blamed? And if you
Sure.
already pre-wrote for me everything, then what is the purpose of heaven and hell? Because you pre-wrote everything for me, what is the purpose for heaven and hell for me? So what is the purpose of Allah's heaven and hell? Because if He already pre-wrote. So if we look at it from this perspective, which is a fair perspective to look at it, you are talking from faith. I am talking like you were once not in a faith. Per you, right? So when I look at things, I have to look at things from not being in the faith, and then I will look at things because I had these problems, right?
Hmm. Continue.
Because Quran, Allah says, Quran chapter number 32, verse number 13. Check this out as well. 32:13. Allah said that I am sending you astray and I am doing all this. Why? If He had willed, we would have given every soul its guidance, but the word from me will come into effect. What word? That I will surely fill hell with jinn and the people altogether. Why would
Hmm.
Allah want to fill?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is continue. I can. Here's the thing. We
Yes.
don't. We There's things that we don't understand. For example, we don't understand what space is. We don't understand this, that. And there was one instance, you probably know this, when Allah created us and the Meleks, the Melekin asked him, oh, our Lord, why are you creating a person? Why are you creating them? They will only spill blood on this earth. Something like that, right? And
Yeah.
he said to the Melekin, I know something that you do not.
Hmm.
I know something that you do not.
That's knowing.
And
Every
so he
any
knows why
any
he did it. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Let me finish. He knows why he's guiding some and why he's guiding isn't guiding others. Or if he says that here, I'm not saying that that's true, but if sure. And he knows why he's keeping some astray, and he knows why he guided some people.
Yeah, but
He
the thing
knows
is,
everything.
wait. Give me a sec. It's
Sure,
not
sure,
that
sure.
he doesn't guide someone. He misguides someone. Okay, it is his fault that I'm not a Muslim because like he misguides me to not believe in him. So if he misguides me, he cannot judge me for not being a Muslim because it's his fault. Get it? So he's not
Yeah, I
got.
get it. I get it. I get it. You think it's his fault, but maybe he knows that you're not a person for this. Maybe
No,
he
I
knows
don't
that
think
you're a
so.
person.
The
He
thing is,
knows
I don't think so because he said so in the Quran that he misguides me, he leads me astray by
because he
his.
knows something that we don't.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sure, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. The problem is, I have told you like 10 times already. I think you are far more intelligent than me, at least for sure. Because I'm not even a Muslim, so you are far more intelligent. And plus, you live in United States. So, my friend. This English is very, very clear. Very, very clear. And the Arabic is even clearer, right? If you can take these verses to anyone and you will see that it is all about sending astray and the qadar of Allah. I've shown you one hadith, I can show you four more ahadith, five more ahadith, where Allah writes in the womb of the mother before you were even born whether you will be wretched doer, means the evil doer, or a good doer. The problem in this kind of a qadar is that what is my fault to be thrown into hell eventually. If you do not want to work on this for now, we can skip that and we can go to some other point. But this is a big, big issue.
Okay, so let me so again, I wish I knew more. I really do wish I knew more. But I'm just gonna try see if this is correct. So you're trying to ask me that you're trying to tell me that Allah, no matter what you do in this world, in this life, He will choose to guide you or not, or to lead you astray. Am I correct? That's what you're trying to tell me. So
That's
that
what
is,
Quran is saying. That's what
of course,
Tafsir
of
is
course.
saying.
Well, my answer to that is simply Allah knows best.
Allah knows best, but that's not the problem. The problem is it's my salvation. Hell or heaven is on the line. So
Of
do I
course,
want
but
to choose a God who gives me free will to choose what I want to choose, or do I want to go to a God, accept a God who wants to throw me in hell because his word is, I want to fill hell with jinn and mankind, and that's why he leads astray. That's a totally different
mhm.
concept.
Sure. I understand what you're trying to say, but again,
Switches attempts
my
in
simple answer
Muslim.
is Allah knows why He guides people and why He has maybe misguided you. So,
I don't even need to know that because that's altogether a separate thing. Now you are saying this assuming we have free will. According to Quran and all the early scholars, we do not have free will. The qadar is pre-written. So you can search on the word qadar.
Qadr is like yeah, I know what Qadr is. It's like
Exactly.
yeah. Of okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Our hell, our heaven, our bad deeds are pre-written and Allah misguides so that we could actually attain that and we go into hell. Then what's happening is I am screwed if he already wrote that
Well,
while I was in
maybe
the belly.
okay, sure. So you're trying to say that no matter what you do in this life, it's already written for you, right?
Exactly, because that's what Allah
Okay,
said so.
sure. But maybe Allah knows. I'm just assuming this again, but nobody knows this. I don't think anybody does. But maybe Allah knows that. Sorry. Maybe Allah knows what kind of a person you are internally, and He knows that
He
maybe you're
made it
not worthy. Maybe you're not worthy of His salvation, or
when I
something in
was
that
in
kind
the
of context.
belly, brother, when I was in the belly of my mother.
Yeah, but He
How
knows
can
who
I
He
be?
knows who
Wait,
you're
give
gonna
me.
be when you grow up.
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. He's writing, he's not saying he knows what I'm going to grow up to be.
Because He is
He
all
is
knowing, of
he
course.
is writing, he is writing my qadar right there and then, whether I will be an evil doer or a bad doer. Now Allah is mighty. If he writes I'm an evil doer, I will be an evil doer. If he writes I'm a good doer, I will be a good doer because he is God. So now what I'm saying is why he would do that to a person who's just a baby in the mother's womb. He would pre-write for me whether I will be evil doer or a bad doer. That's
I
something.
understand. I
That's
understand. Well,
Wait,
something
wait,
which is wrong.
wait.
Somebody is
Give me.
sorry,
trying to say
Nathan. Sorry,
something.
Nathan. I cannot answer that question because
Okay,
I am not
fair
Allah.
enough. Let me go somewhere else. So
Okay, did
here,
Nathan want to say something? Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Do you
Sure,
think
go
that
ahead. Sure.
the just God would send a baby to hell?
Well, I don't think he's look. I mean, from my assumption,
No.
I don't think he's looking at that baby as a baby. He's
No, no.
looking at it.
Listen, the
He knows
baby
what's gonna
never did
happen.
anything. The baby never did anything wrong. It dies,
Mm-hmm.
okay, at the young
Mm-hmm.
age. Do you think that just God should send his baby to hell?
No.
He is
Baby,
again the
like if you
all-knowing. He is again the all-knowing. But when a baby dies, before like I'm sorry, like maybe when it becomes mature, it goes to Jannah. But that's not related to
No, no,
this.
no, no, no.
I'm
Listen,
just
but
trying
the
to say,
baby that
just a second, just a
never.
second, just
Okay,
just a second here, just a
okay,
second. Sorry,
yeah.
just a
sure.
second.
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right, now that you brought up this is Sahihul Muslim once again, Kitabul Qadr. the book of destiny. Okay, Kitabul Qadr, we were talking about this. You
Okay.
said Babal Manial Kul Maulud means the one child is born in a state of fitra and the ruling of a dead children. Okay, you said child will go into heaven directly. Sahih Muslim, Aisha disagree with you. Aisha, the mother of believers, said Allah Messenger was called to lead the funeral prayer of a child of Ansar. And Aisha said, Allah Messenger, there is happiness for this child who is the bird of paradise. For it committed no sin, nor has he reached the age when one can commit sin. He, the messenger, said, Aisha, peradventure, it may be otherwise, because God created for paradise those who are fit for it, while they were yet in their father's lines, and created for hell who go to hell. He created them for hell while they were yet in the father's line. You disagreed with Aisha and Muhammad directly right now by
Oh,
stating
okay,
that.
okay, okay, sure, sure. My that was my assumption, of course, and my
Okay,
my mistake. So that
perfect.
actually just says what I was just saying before. It's Allah is sure all knowing, and He knows who deserves what in this. He
So
just says it like this. Okay.
basically, when you will have a child, you do not know, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, if he passes away as a baby, you don't know whether he will go to heaven or hell just because that's what Allah wrote for him.
Allah knows everything.
Yeah,
We don't
wait,
know that, of
We
wait.
are
course.
not talking about knowing Allah.
Give me
Brother.
a sec. Your friend said that the just God wouldn't send a baby to hell. That would be unjust God. So I want to ask Said, bro. So you see
Mm.
this, that Allah can send a baby to hell. Do you still think that Islam is the right religion after seeing this?
I need to research this though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now I was giving to this. In Quran chapter number 15, verse number 39, it says, Qala Rabbi bima aghwayani. He said, My Lord, because thou hast sent me astray. Same word, right? Same word. Yughwi, aghwi. You mislead me, he mislead me. Yughwi, aghwi. Nothing else. This word is same. I verily shall adorn the path of error of was wala ughwiyannahum. Now I will mislead them. Who is saying that? Do you know who's saying that?
Probably God.
No, he's Iblis who's saying that. The
Mm-hmm.
Satan. Satan is saying to Allah
Mm-hmm.
that because you sent me astray, now I am going to lead everyone astray in your earth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what it is saying. So now, what is happening? Oh, Sahih International even says Iblis. Sorry, I don't have to go further. Even Sahih International has a bracket which says Iblis because
Of
Kala
course.
Rabbi, somebody is talking to God. Kala Rabbi, oh Lord. So basically, leading astray is the purpose of a Satan according to Quran itself as well. Leading astray is the purpose of a Satan, not of a God. Yet Allah Himself is leading astray in 1134.
That is interesting. That is interesting.
That is interesting, right? Let me show
Yes,
you
because
another one. Maybe it will going to help you even further. We will go to Quran chapter number 38, verse number 82. Iblis said once again, Iblis is saying that by your might, whose might?
Allah, of
Allah's
course.
might.
Hmm.
I will surely mislead them all. So now even Satan is saying, I'm going to use your power, okay, and I'm going to mislead everyone. What is the
Hmm.
difference between the Satan's misleading and Allah's misleading? Do you know that?
Well, I'm just gonna assume here that because Allah is the Almighty.
So his leading
And
astray would be more than the Satan's misleading, right?
uh, to answer that, I'm not
Don't
knowledgeable enough.
don't worry. Quran is sufficient for your answers, buddy. The next verse says, except among them that you chose. So basically, whomever Allah chose, so Allah is more powerful than Satan when it comes to leading astray. Same is the case when we see in 1134, 1134 that I showed you to begin with, which actually says, my advice, whose advice? Muhammad's advice. Even Muhammad's advice will not benefit you people because Allah wished to keep you in error or Allah intended to, because Allah intended you to put in error or astray because the word in Arabic is the same. It's yughwiyakum. So we have established one basic principle that when you say Allah guides, He guides only some people, because for
Those who he
some people,
wishes. Those who he wishes, of course. Yeah.
those who He wishes, right? So
Hmm.
basically, it does not make any difference. And but then He pre-writes everything, and hence He will going to create misleading mislead the people, so that whatever He wrote in the womb of a mother for that particular baby, He will going to do that. Okay. Now, if we talk about fitna,
Fitna. Can you please just tell me what fitna is? I'm not really can't remember it.
okay, fitna. Let me open the verse 25:20. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ قَبْلَ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Okay, Allah is saying, let's read Sahih International. And we did not send before you any messenger except that they ate food, walked, and we have made some of you as trial for others. You have practiced, and your Lord is all seeing. Trial. He used the word trial. Fitna, okay. Fitna is mischief kind of a thing. Okay, facade,
Uh-huh.
fitna is the same,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah,
right?
fitna. Fitna.
Facade and
It's
fitna.
like how do you say it? Like something like similar to the word riots, like something
Yeah,
uncontrolled. Yeah.
right, right,
Okay,
right.
okay.
You know, fitna. So Allah is creating fitna, right? We see that over here, right? If we look at Quran chapter number 22, verse number 53, and you can read any tafsir when you are free and you want to do that. It says, so may make what Satan throws a fitna for those within those hearts is desired for those, and indeed wrongdoers are in extreme risk. So basically, once again we see Allah is creating fitna, Satan is creating fitna.
Hmm. So he's creating fitna for those whose heart is in disease, right?
Okay, so who
Yeah.
created?
Sorry. Is he saying that right here? He's
I don't
creating
know.
fitna for those whose heart is in disease. Is
Mm-hmm.
that what he's saying? So
Yeah.
maybe when Allah, I mean, since he is the all-knowing, and when
Mm-hmm.
Allah says something, He means it all. You know what I mean? It's
Oh, this
His
is
words
Satan,
are.
brother. This is Satan who's doing the fitna in the hearts.
Oh, that is so
When
He may
Allah
take
was,
the same
yeah,
person and try for
yeah,
those who's in heart
Satan.
disease. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry,
Okay,
sorry. I
when
didn't
Allah was
understand that.
doing that, He was talking to prophets. Okay, some of the prophets. So, my friend, Satan always have less power than Allah when it comes to fitna, when it comes to leading astray, when it comes to be mutakabbir, when it comes to be everything. And I will show you. I will go on with you for as many time as long as you want to, because these are a huge problem. Were a huge problem when I was a Muslim. So I will go with you for hours on this. That's not even a problem.
Okay, okay. Well, Adam, I'll call you Adam because I don't know your name.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would, yeah, I would love if I would could answer these things, but I'm not a scholar. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to be honest, um, I still believe 100% in all this. You know what I mean? Because I believe that Allah chooses His paths for people, and if sure, when we're in the womb, if He makes everything for us, I believe that He knows everything. He is the all-knowing. He's the all-seeing, and that doesn't change anything for me.
How do you know that, buddy? That's what the thing is. How do you know that Allah is all knowing? Because let me give you another thing for that, because you just said that.
Hey,
So
Adam,
I will give you.
can you stop for 1 second? Let me just see if my
Sure, please get him.
let me just see if my brother is here because I would like to throw him in too. Wait a minute.
Okay. Okay, Saeed is here.
Yeah.
He can't come. So continue, Adam.
Okay. Just give me a sec. Let me uh uh, uh
What you do as Ahmed?
Mm-mm. Neće stari, neće. Ne može večeras, mora večeru praviti ovo ono. He's not gonna come in.
Yeah.
He's gonna come next time. So, I would like to
okay.
do this again sometime. We're not gonna finish. Yeah, of
Let's
course.
let's look at this one. Obviously, yeah, we can do it anything. So this is chapter number 18, verse number 22. You said Allah knows everything, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
So Muhammad was asked by the people, how many people were the people of the cave? Ishabul Kaif, right?
Translation. I don't know Arabic.
No, no, forget the translation. I'm actually giving you the context from the tafsir. You can open any tafsir, okay? For chapter number 18, verse number 22, you can open any tafsir, okay? Allah is talking to some people. Sorry, Muhammad was talking to some people. How many people were in the Ishabul Kaif? And he said, okay, wait, Jibrail just came to me and he gave me this, okay? What did Jibrail give him? They say three and their dog was fourth, and the others say five and their dog was six. Guessing at the unseen, will say seven and their dog was eight. Say, my Lord knows best, the number none knows except the few. Now, the problem is that this verse came down because Muhammad was asked by the people. Let me go to Tafsir now, 1822, Quran, 18. Muhammad was asked
Uh,
about it. Muhammad was asked about it, right, by the Jews at that time, the Najranis rather. He was asked how many were there in the Ashabul Kaif, right? Let me go to your favorite one. You like Ibn Kathir because you said that earlier. Their number. Allah tells us that people dispute about the number. Okay. Now people are disputing about the number. Then what should Ayah say? No, tell them they were seven and their dog was eight. And guessing the unseen. So this Ayah clearly shows that there was a huge issue of the unseen, rather not seen, Allah not seeing. So you can read any tafsir on that and you will see that because people were saying it. And of the mankind, Qutaida said that Ibn Abbas related that I am of you mentioned the ayah there, seven, etc. etc. So we see, even when you talk about seeing the unseen, and Allah is talking to Muhammad directly, yet we see this problem.
hmm. So you're trying to say, can you elaborate for me?
No,
Please?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just giving you an answer that you gave me a question, rather you gave a statement, and I just showed you from Quran itself that when it talks about unseen, there are so many verses, not just one, not just one. There are many. I will give you another one. Quran chapter number 3, verse number 161. Let's go there. Quran chapter
So
number
what question
3.
are you answering exactly? If you could just let me
You
know.
said you just made a statement that Allah knows everything. You just made a statement.
Oh, so you're answering this. Okay, okay.
Uh, you just made a statement, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
So in this, excuse me. Why is there so many translations open? Easy, two translations are more than sufficient. Okay. It is not suitable for any prophet that he could act unfaithfully in regards to a war booty. Whoever betrays will come with what he took on the day of resurrection. Then will every soul be fully compensated for what it earned, and they will not be the wrongdoer. So what happened was in the day of Badr, in the day of Badr, um, some war booty, some stuff from the war booty was stolen. Okay, and what happened was that people started to accuse Muhammad, right? And when they started to accuse Muhammad, the verse of Allah came down, which says, "You should not accuse your prophet, but rather it will be known at the day of resurrection." Now, the problem with this is if people accuse Muhammad and Jibrail just came down to Muhammad, Jibrail should have said, "Hey, guy XYZ stole it. Allah is all knowing. Tell your people he stole it because they're accusing you." Instead, the verse is saying, "In the day of resurrection, we will know." So, which clearly says that Muhammad had literally no communication with Allah. He was just trying to make some statements. Otherwise, Allah is all knowing according to you. This
Well,
verse should have said that.
well, maybe Allah knew that it was better for him to keep it for the day of resurrection, that
Doesn't
secret,
matter.
so he
Doesn't
can
matter.
test the person to see his
Read
iman.
it. No, come on, man. Come on, man. Be
Okay,
reasonable. It's
Muhammad.
Muhammad. We are talking about Muhammad. People are accusing him. Check this out. When some velvet cloth was missing on the day of Badr, some people began to say, who are these some people? They are Muslimin, obviously, because you already killed or thrown away all the Mukhalifin who came and fought with you. And they said, perhaps the Prophet took it. The following verse was revealed that it is not for the Prophet to be fraudulent, etc., 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 etc. Now, if you are in a judge and jury, if you would be answering like that, you seriously think that somebody will believe it? No, but Muhammad is in power right now. He said, Allah said this, you will find out in the day of resurrection. And the guy who stole it, if it was not Muhammad, he's enjoying that piece of cloth, so what? Or whatever. And what if really Muhammad stole it? Who can say that he didn't? Right? So it's Muslimin who accuse Prophet, nobody else. It's not the kuffar who accuse Prophet. Because the booty is to be distributed by the Muslimin for the Muslimin, not for the kuffar anyways.
Mm. Well, I don't know what to say here because I'm not all knowing. I don't know a lot about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Don't worry, brother.
Uh,
Nobody is all knowing. We are all learning.
but from my perspective, I would say that Allah has a reason He didn't reveal it to them then.
Once again, that's your Iman who's saying that. Now, if you put the Iman on the side and think logically, you will see this is a problem. For the side, for the sake of um, looking at the things, I'm not saying leave because obviously you have pretty high Iman, so I'm fine. But once again, do you think this was not the right time for Allah to send the unseen information?
He knows best.
Probably yes. Yeah,
I mean, I don't
probably
know.
yes.
Maybe because listen to this. Maybe Allah wanted to test those people, the Muslims around him, to see.
Okay.
Oh, a red cloth is missing. A red cloth is missing. We should have had it like split up between
Somebody
us.
stole it.
Yeah, somebody stole it. It must be the prophet. So maybe he wanted to test them to see if they really believe in him.
Right.
You know
But
what I
there's
mean?
no test, buddy. I just showed you Allah leads astray whomever He wills. Check this out. This will be very interesting for you as well.
Okay, okay. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Quran chapter number 58, verse number 12. Okay. And what does it says? This is the messenger prophet who came for everyone. Can you read it?
The Sahih. Okay. All you who have disbelieved, when you wish to privately consult the messenger, present before you consolation of charity. That is better for you and purer. But if you do not find the means, then indeed Allah is forgiving and merciful. I think they're talking about like giving him what's the name for that? Sorry. Um,
Humus?
no. Let me think about it. Just give me 20 seconds.
It's not sadqa. Let's go to
No,
Arabic.
not sadaqah, not sadaqah, not sadaqah. Something like let me just remember the word. One second. I had it. I talked about it the other day. Um, give me 20 seconds, please. Be patient. Go.
Just say money, just for the sake of argument. We doesn't have to do anything. It's financial benefit, right? Just use the word financial benefit. We use financial benefit no matter what the terminology is.
Let me just think of the word. Sorry, man. Sorry. Let me go ask my mother about that word. I just want to remember it. Okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to, buddy.
20 seconds. Just wait 20 seconds.
Okay.
Adam,
I'm back. I'm
uh,
back.
okay.
So I think maybe it's associated the word to a hadiyah, if you know what a hadiyah is.
Hadia doesn't matter. Like I said, it does not matter which terminology you was use.
Sure.
It is some financial stuff, correct?
It can be a gift or yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah. So Ibn Abbas is actually saying what you said as well, that some rich were supposed to give because they were rich, so they were talking more. So now, which of the prophet will actually say that if you want to do private consultation with me, private consultation, you want to learn from me, and you want me to teach you, you would have to pay me money? Or you believe when converse in secret with messenger, private consultation, I just showed you, just read it. You wish to converse with him privately, offer some voluntarily alms, alms or whatever, hadiya, whatever word, doesn't matter, does not matter, whatever word you use. It is better for you and purer for your sins. Like, seriously, a prophet who came to guide us, he's saying that if you want to do private consultation with me, give me some hadiya,
Yeah, but
fadiya, whatever.
voluntary. But voluntary.
No, it says if you do not have it, let me go back. If you do not have it, then that is fine for you. But if you do not find the means for it, if you do not have the money, then that's fine for it. But if you have the money, you have to. That's
No,
what
he
it
said
says.
offer some voluntary. Offer some voluntary. If you're not voluntary, you can't offer something that
Brother,
you're not. You
brother,
understand?
there you go. There you go, Arabic. You have English translation. You have Arabic. If you want me, I can open any translation you want to. This says if you have, then you should. If you don't have it, then that's fine. So voluntarily is only when you don't have it. Voluntary only when you don't have it. So you don't have to kill your one-time food to give him money. If you don't have the money, if so, you cannot sacrifice your food to give him money. But if you have the money, you have to offer an arm before you converse. Right? There's nothing in the verse in Arabic or in any of the English translation which says it's voluntary. The voluntary concept comes when you don't have the means for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you, like, for example, if you have money, then you have to do that. Whatever it is, it's not mentioned how much, but you have to. So
Mm-hmm.
so now,
So yeah, I understand. I understand what you're trying to say. I understand.
okay. So you seems to understand a lot, but that's a problem. There is a problem. Muhammad, the prophet of all mankind. Do you see that even in Quran, the 6,300 verses approximately, not a single prophet other than Muhammad who said that?
Was
There is not a single prophet other than Muhammad who said that.
oh, so only Muhammad was asking for these charities.
No, Allah is telling us that
Yeah,
give alms
only
to
for
Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Yeah, not no one else.
Mm. Well, uh, I can I can say this, but it's maybe not true. Maybe because he gave us the Quran or something like that. I'm just assuming that, but I don't
Man,
see. I don't know. I don't know what
so
to say with this.
the previous prophets were also given books, weren't they?
Sure, but none of them were the Quran.
None of them were.
None of them were as clean and as pure as the Quran. And
How
they
do you
didn't.
know that?
Well, I'm pretty sure
Give me a
that
verse.
the Quran is the only book that has stayed pure to this
My
day.
friend, give me a verse in Quran which actually.
I can't give you a verse because I'm not a Hafiz.
Okay, let me tell you. You read the Quran, go to Hafiz. You will not find a single verse to which will acknowledge your statement that you just made.
Which one exactly?
That previous ones were not as clean as this one.
Oh, okay, okay, sure. I was just assuming that man again, so I can't really say anything for sure.
So
But
that's what I'm saying.
these are interesting points here that you're making. They're interesting points. I can say that.
So basically, like I said, there is not a single verse in Quran. You can take 10,000 years from my account for that. So when we talk about the according to Muhammad, the previous revelations were also revelations from Allah. Do you know that?
Uh, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure 100%.
You're not sure
What is the
100%.
problem?
Sai, Biblia ai to se to da tako.
Sorry?
Šta?
I'm asking my friend here in Bosnia. Biblija sa ide i ono sve ostalo od Allaha, sve knjige su od Allaha.
Nije, kod nje mijenja dosta. Inđil, ja mislim da je.
Samo Inđil,
Nešto tako.
se brat?
Injil, Tevra, nešto takve sve
Yeah, we're
ruske
both not
nacije.
sure. We're both not sure. He says maybe Injil and Taurat, but we're not sure.
Injil and Torah only?
We're not sure, man. He just said I think so. We're not sure.
Okay. So let's talk about Injil and Torah only. How about that? Let's not talk about any other book because you are not sure. Okay. But if you want to learn, I can show you that Allah gives books to everyone. You know, there are 25 prophets written by name whom Allah gave books, and plus some of their fathers and their sons. Do you know that?
I did not know that. I
Ode
did not know that
ispušit
every
sad
prophet had a
dođe.
book. What? Šta si rekao, Said?
Ode ispušit
Oh,
sad
he's just gonna
dođe.
go like smoke. He'll be back in a minute.
Nastavite vi dalje.
I did not
Slobodno.
know that every prophet had a book or something like that. I never heard of that before, but sure, go
Excuse
ahead.
me, just give me 10 seconds. Hold on, please. Okay, sorry, brother. I had to. Somebody called me up. Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about Quran chapter number 6, verse number 82. Would you like to read this? It will be far better if you could read it. And is Saeed back or is he gone?
He'll be back like in 5 minutes. He's gonna go smoke.
Oh,
Okay, so the Sahih, right?
mm,
They who believe and do not mix their belief with injustice, those will have security and they are rightly guided. Okay? That is our argument. We gave it unto Abraham against his folk. We raise unto degrees of wisdom whom we will. Lo, thy Lord is wise aware.
okay. So first Abraham. Okay, let me read it. It will be a little faster. And then we gave him Isaac, Jacob, and we guided them, Noah, and we guided among the descendants David and Solomon and Job and Joseph and Moses and Aaron. Thus we rewarded them with good doers. Then it says, and Zechariah and John and Jesus and Elias. Those were the righteous people. And Ishmael and Elias, Jonah, Lot, we preferred over the world. And some of their fathers and their descendants and their brothers, we chose them, we guided them to the straight path. And it says, we gave them the guidance of Allah because He guides His servants, and then Allah says, those are the one, ulaikallazina, those are the ones whom atainahumul kitab, whom we gave the books. So basically, you have 25 prophets, including some of their fathers and brothers. It says that over here, full context. Among their fathers and their descendants and their brothers, of who you read the names of all the prophets already.
Mhm.
Allah gave them what? Allah gave them kitab. Do you know the names of these books? Any of these prophets that
No,
received the book?
no. This is the first time I hear of this. I never read this ayah before.
Okay. Yeah, because Muslim scholars does not tell that. They do not. They just keep one single statement. Hey, all the previous books are corrupted. All the previous books are corrupted. That's what their statement is. There is not a single verse in Quran which could explicitly state that all the previous scriptures are corrupted. Whereas there are so many verses in Quran which says Allah gave these words. Let me give you another one for the food of thought. Maybe. Is Saeed back?
Said. No, he's not. Yeah, he's not back.
Okay, so seems like you, if don't mind my statement, it seems like you have not read Quran in your own language or English language yet. Is that true?
No, I haven't. No, I'm planning on soon becoming a hafiz. I'm beginning to starting to learn the Quran, so maybe then I will read it and the
No,
translation.
forget being Hafiz. Hafiz means you are reading Arabic, which you
Yes,
don't
yes, yes,
even know,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So
But I never
that will
read the translation. No, no.
yeah, that will not even give you uh, any understanding of it. And by the way, you have heard, hey, if you become a hafiz, your sins will be forgiven, or your six lineages sins will be forgiven. But if Allah does not even wants to guide you, and he wants to send you astray, and he wants to put you to hell, being a hafiz doesn't even make any difference. What makes difference is you would know what Quran is saying, so that you might be able to implement it, or you might be able to leave it.
Mm. Well, I have never read the translation of the whole Quran. No, no. So that's why a
So
lot of these things for me are new, and I never even thought about like reading it. So
so okay, so uh, that's interesting, and we have to know that. So now we see that these are the books that were given to these people. So basically, when we read the Old Testament Bible, we have a lot of prophets whose books are mentioned there already. So we already have these books, which Muslims has to deny and forget and leave, because the scholars have to say that this is corrupted, because the message of gospel and the message of Old Testament contradicts with Quran, and hence Quran, they have to, if they have to proclaim Quran, then they cannot proclaim the Bible. That's the thing that they have to do, scholars. Mm. Let me give you one more verse. Chapter number 15, verse number 9. It says, Inna nahnu nazzalna zikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. Indeed, it is we who send down the message, a zikr, a zikr, right? You know what zikr means?
zikr.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
No, zikr, zikr,
Zikr.
talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Like Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
zikr. Inna
yeah.
nahnu nazzalna zikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. You see, in this Arabic, the word Quran is not there, right? In Sahih International, you will see IE Quran. This is the verse for which they have to say that this is about Quran only. This is not about anything else. This is about Quran. But the verse in Arabic simply says, indeed, we have sent down the zikr and we are his guardian. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay. Can I show you that the early scriptures were the zikr of Allah as well?
What does zikr mean in Arabic?
Zikr means his message. Let's just put it this way. If I'm
Mhm.
talking, it's my message. That's zikr.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. So check
But
this
what's
out.
wrong with this? I'm sorry, I didn't understand what's wrong with the ayah.
Nothing wrong. I'm just saying that your scholars use this ayah and say this is about Quran.
Aha, but he sent out the message. He didn't say the
Yeah,
Quran exactly.
exactly. Because there are
Okay, okay,
there are 12 different locations where Allah uses Quran. I will show you as well. Okay.
okay.
Inna
So,
Quran al Mubin and etc. So there are multiple verses. But let me go to another verse. You will see Allah is saying walakad, walakad, and verily. What it says?
uh,
Katabna fi zabur mim ba'da zikr in al arza Yosia. So verily we have written the scripture after reminder, zikr, my righteous slaves will inherit the earth. So basically we see that the book of Psalms and the previous books, Zabur, and the books previous and Bad after Zabur, which is the Injil, is all the zikr of Allah. So if Injil is corrupted or Zabur is corrupted, then this ayah is false. That's
mhm,
Quran Logic 101, or you can say dilemma of our scholars, Islamic scholars,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
right? This is the dilemma of Islamic scholars, because Allah is saying, Fi Zabur after Psalm, Mim Ba'da Zikr Injil. So I can show you Torah is the zikr, I can show you Injil is the zikr. There are multiple locations where the zikr of Allah is mentioned. A zikr, you can at least read it, so you know Arabic to read it at least. Same word. So if a scholar is saying, the dilemma for the scholar is that he is actually negating what is written in Arabic. Why is he negating? Because if he actually read the Arabic Quran, if he read the Torah and Injil, and the books of the prophet that I showed you already. The problem becomes that either Quran is right or all those books are right. Quran is standing all alone versus all the rest of the prophet's books are in Bible. Now the question is, why do you still believe in Quran?
Um, Here's the thing, man. If I knew all this, you know what I mean? If I knew how to answer this for you, and if I knew all those books, I don't even know all those books by heart. I don't know any. I didn't really research that at all. And for me to give you a concrete answer now, I cannot for that. And why I believe in the Quran, simply because it's hard to explain. You know, I don't know
Because
how to
someone
explain.
said it to you. Because someone told you that this is the book, this is the Mubin book. It has never been corrupted. It has never been changed. It is as is. It was sent to Muhammad by Jibrail, and that is why you believe in this. Nothing else. You have never even read Quran. You don't even know how many contradictions in Quran that are present. I can go on certain ones as well. Does not make any difference for me. It's already 1 hour that we are talking. I can talk with you for another hour or more. The problem is you are following somebody else's statement without validating and verifying that. That's the problem, buddy.
So you're trying to say that I'm following somebody else without thinking with my own head or something like
With
that.
no, I'm saying without validating it. Please, let
Without
me
validating it. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
validating it.
I didn't hear it.
You
I'm sorry. Okay, I understand now.
you have not
Well,
validated those claims. You are following the claims.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I did not. I
Back.
did not do any research, of course. I mean, not a lot of it. I didn't look into the Quran for its faults, if it has any, for example. But I did not do that. No, but sure, I did think research about the Quran and look around its miracles and stuff like that. But I never thought about these things. I never looked at this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So this is all unfamiliar to me, and it is kind of sad for me that I cannot give you any answers to this because it is really unfamiliar for me, and it's the first time I see these things. You know, because I never read the Quran's translation. So I don't know what you're hoping for, but I really cannot tell you anything. I can't
It's
tell
not
you.
about me hoping for anything, buddy.
Dzafa, pogledaj WhatsApp.
Yeah.
What is Said saying?
He just said.
I just saying. I just said
Yeah, he
to
sent me a
look
message on
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. No, it's not related to this. Don't worry about it. He just sent me
Okay.
a message on WhatsApp.
Do you know what this is on the screen?
No.
This is called blue Quran.
The Blue Quran.
Yes.
Okay.
This is one of the early manuscripts of Quran.
Okay.
Okay. There are this one is written in late 9th century.
Okay.
Okay, this one is written in late 9th century. Okay, do you see there are no dots on it?
What do you mean by dots? Like Fetha, Kesra, and stuff like that?
That's dashes. I'm talking about the dots, which makes a ba as ba, or ta, or tha, or
Ah,
jim, or
ah,
ya,
ah,
or
ah.
etc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
that's
no, for sure.
late, like so people can easily read Quran.
Hmm. Are we talking about easy reading, or are we talking about some other issue?
But
Sorry.
I wasn't here, so I don't know what you're
No,
talking
no,
about.
I just started when you were here.
Yeah, we just
So,
started. So we're talking about
Oh,
this Blue Quran that does not have any dots for the T, B, and N and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So what are you trying to say by this? What are you trying to?
okay. So this is written in 9th century. Uh, Muslims do not have a Quran, full Quran. Not a single Muslim has a full Quran for at least 300 years after the death of Muhammad. You know that, right?
No, I did not know that. Okay.
None of the Muslim has any full Quran for over 300 years after the death of Muhammad. None of them. Okay. We have certain pages, some pages from here, some pages from there, some pages from there, and that's it. Okay. This is the late 9th century Quran, which is some parts. It is one of the bigger manuscript. That's why I showed you. Otherwise, if I look at Samarkand manuscript, it's even much smaller. I'm talking about blue Quran, which has the largest one, which has more pages that they have versus any other page. Now the problem is, let me show you my paintbrush, and I will explain it to you why I actually showed this. So I'll give you a basic example to begin with, and then I'll give you a more interesting example. Okay, what does that? Can you read it?
LMMNR probably, or LMHR, not sure. Why?
That's Arabic. That's Arabic, buddy. Come on, where is L?
Oh,
just
maybe
try
it's
to
Elif, man.
just
Elif.
try to just
I'm
try to
still
read it.
I'm still repeating my sufara. I'm not really good with it because I haven't been a Muslim in a long time.
Okay.
So I, with certainty, I cannot read this. Maybe it's. I think the first one is an Elif. The second one is either a meme or a ha. No, it's not a ha. It's probably meme. The third
Okay.
one from the right side probably meme, and the last one is an er. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Let me
Okay,
say
Said, can you
now.
just
Now let's now read it. Noghfir. Noon, Ain, Fe, Re. Noghfir. Right? Now I just place some dots.
okay?
Right? Okay. And if I do this, what does that means?
Said, what does this mean?
Yoghfir.
Yafar. Yeah, Yusuf.
Yoghfir or
Yeah,
Yaghfir, because I haven't created any diacritical marking.
yeah.
So I can read it as Yaghfir, Yoghfir, Noghfir, wherever. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This word does not has any major issue if you put the dot on the top or put two dots on the bottom. But you see the major dilemma where you put the dot, the word become different because Yoghfir means Yoghfir. Yoghfir means he singular gives mercy. No fair means we as in plural. Okay. Now this one does not have a huge issue, but this is the difference between the Hafs version of Quran, Hafs Musaf Hafs, and Musaf Versh. Which Musaf of Quran do you read, by the way? You are not from Morocco, so you will probably be reading Hafs. So in your Hafs version, it would be written as Noghfir. This word is in Ayah chapter number 2, verse number 58. And in
Baqarah, ayah 58.
58. But if you read the verse version of Quran, Imam verse written version of Quran, this will be in chapter number 2, ayah number 57, because ayahs are different as well in the Hafs and verse version as well.
Baqarah, ayah 58.
Yes.
For the miracles to God, yet like, I can't see that right here. But sure, I'll
Mm-hmm.
take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
No, no, don't take my word. I will show you. Don't worry. What, like, whenever I do these things, I show 258. Okay, hold on. Let me take a snapshot and put it here. That's why we are here on this stream, because I want to show you everything. This is the word, buddy. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's with Noon, Ain, Fe, Re. Noghfir. Okay, but if you read in Ayah chapter number 2, verse number 57 of the verse version, which you can actually read online as well. It is called quranflash.com. They have all the 8 musafs of Quran, where the ayah numbers are even different, or you can buy verse version of Quran from Amazon as well. Morocco from predominantly use verse version of Quran. There are over 5,000 diacritical marking differences. The dot difference is over 5,000, and some of them even have the words different. Their ayahs are different, their ayah numbering are different, and everything are different. So you might have heard, I have done a live stream a few weeks ago where I showed that a lot of things goes down the drain when you talk about these things. Then we look into, now we look into diacritical marking. When we look into diacritical marking, uh, Saeed would probably know better. Saeed, what does that means?
Qatl,
Saeed,
like
what does that means?
qatl, like killing or something like that.
So qatl is killing.
Yeah.
Okay. If I make a pesh over here, that means killing. If I make a dash over here instead of pesh, a dash, that means fight. Do you know the difference? Now do you know the difference? Okay, let me tell you how many times in Quran the word qatl has been used. Do you know that? It has been used over 50 times. Over 50 times. Can you tell me how many times it is supposed to be qatl rather than kutal? Because kutal means kill and qatl means fight. The diacritical marking were added 350 years after the death of Muhammad, rather 400 years after the death of Muhammad, approximately, give or take. What should I do with that? And this is the perfect preservation of Quran. Let me give you Hafs and verse version difference. This is, they forgot another dot over here, missing print, misprint dot. Let me just add another dot. Kutal. The difference is the pesh here, which means kill, the zabar, which means fought. This is Quran chapter number 3, verse number 146. Quran chapter number 3, verse number 146. Hafs versus verse version. Now, when you are adding the diacritical marking 350 years to 400 years after the death of Muhammad, how many verses were supposed to be kill the unbeliever, kill the disbeliever, kill the XYZ versus fight? You don't know. And Muslims comes to me and say, hey, we have Quran which is perfectly preserved from the time of Muhammad. I can show you many ahadiths. I can start opening you hadiths where people are saying verses are missing, paragraphs are missing, surahs are missing. You can't run away from the subject. And that is why Yasser Qadi came up and said there are holes in the narrative of the preservation of Quran. The other guy, Mufti Abu Lay, said there are no matawatirs which are written to prove that Quran is perfectly preserved. Um, there's nothing that can prove that. So I don't know how more to answer your last statement. That why do you still believe it? Quite frankly,
Hmm. This is interesting for me, but I didn't know any of this, and I don't know a lot for me to answer any questions for you. And I would love, you know what I would love to do? I
hmm
would love for us to continue when my brother is here.
okay. I was told that you are the brother, or Saeed is the
No, no, no,
brother, or
no. I'm the
someone
younger
is
brother.
the brother.
No, 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 no. My brother isn't available tonight.
Okay. So I was told that Saeed doesn't know and you know, or something like that.
No, we're both. I'm no scholar, of course. I didn't research any of
Nobody
this.
is.
But my brother, as I mentioned, he researched both your religion and our religion, and he came to a conclusion that ours is better. So
Okay.
I did not do
Check
that,
this out.
and I would
You
love
don't
for
have
us
to.
to
You,
continue as soon. I'm sorry, can I finish? I would love for us to continue because I want to hear him as well and what he thinks, and
okay.
I want I want somebody to talk to you who knows more than me because I can't answer any of this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm
Check
just
this out.
okay. I'm listening.
This is your scholar.
Mass transmitted hadith falls on the consensus of the scholars that this hadith is mass transmitted, then those hadiths are beyond questionable. Like the qira'at of the Quran, the qira'at of the Quran which are mutawatir are 10 qira'at.
Do you believe
I don't know,
Mahdi
do you
is-
believe in the mutawatir? Right.
He said 10 kiras. Okay, 10 kiras. Read again. This guy is proclaiming, and this guy is saying kiras. This is Mufti Abule over here. He's proclaiming kiras are not even mutawatirs. So check this out.
10 qira'at. Do you believe the Mahdi? Do you believe in the mutawatir? Right. Do you believe the qira'at of mutawatir?
Okay, listen. Can I
Do you believe the qira'at of
Right,
mutawatir?
about-
I'll ask you first.
about mutawatir?
Do you believe the
Right.
qira'at of
Right.
mutawatir?
Okay.
Watch how he does this.
Right. Okay. First of all,
Anyone who's unable to understand the technical
Yeah.
aspect, he's
the
dodging
Quran,
the
no,
technical
I'm not
questions.
because
With
the
anyone with
Quran
knowledge
was never
is listening.
established in the same way Hadith was established.
So kiras were never established. There is no chain of narration for kiras. There is nothing for kiras. And once again, the other guy is saying 10 kiras. But once again, in the ahadith, there's no mention of 10 kiras. FYI.
Qira'at from men.
Right, but the Quran was never
The
established.
qira'at were from
You know,
men,
what's that
transmitted
gotta
by
do? What's
men.
that gotta do?
Transmitted
Yeah,
by
I know it's
men.
transmitted.
Exactly.
But it was never documented in.
It was never documented.
It was never used the
But
same
do you
method
believe in the
as
10
Hadith.
qira'at as mutawatir? Yes or no?
This is a
Why
technical
you
term.
avoiding?
Because what is the point of this question?
Because then it shows your
Look,
method.
okay,
Epistemology is totally
Because
flawed.
people probably don't
Totally
understand this.
flawed.
Right? Let me
Basically,
explain.
Mufti
Okay.
has a flawed methodology in understanding Islam. This is
Okay,
why
wow.
Mufti has a flawed understanding, and this Imam has a better understanding. FYI.
That kind
This
of
is
really
why
that
he's giving-
escalated.
this is
because
why he's
it
giving.
went from mutawatir
This
to
is
Islam.
this is what. Of course, this is
Okay. So yes, they are fighting about the same very subject. So I will download this video and this discussion, not the video, our discussion, and I will give it to you as an unlisted YouTube video. Only the person who has the link can watch it, not public.
Okay.
So you can show it to your brother, ask him all the questions, get the answers, and then come back. All right, brother. All right, Mr. Said, do you want to say something?
No.
By the way, your goat face is. By the way, do you know Quran was eaten by goat as well? FYI.
What
Quran
did
was
you
what?
say?
Yeah, there are certain verses of Quran which was eaten by goat, and they were pretty disturbing verses. The verses of beating, stoning to death, and the verses of breastfeeding were eaten by goat. And your face is exactly your face. I mean, on the picture is of a goat, so there must be this kind of a goat who ate those Quranic verses, and that's why they are not preserved. Okay, there we go. Do you know the story of breastfeeding adults?
The story of breastfeeding what?
Adults. The verses of stoning and of breastfeeding an adult 10 times was revealed, and the paper was with me under my pillow. Aisha is saying that when the Messenger of Allah died, we were preoccupied with his death, and a tame sheep came and ate it. These verses were abrogated in recitation, but not in ruling. Other ahadiths establish the number of for a stage to be 5, means the breastfeeding to be 5 instead of 10 times. So first it was revealed as 10 times, then it was abrogated to 5 times. So there is a fatwa by Al-Azhar University in Egypt as well, that if you are not a mahram and you're entering the house, the woman has to give 5 breastfeeding to that person, adult, to make it mahram. There are some scholars which says that now we have cups, so we can, instead of suckling, you can extract the milk from your bosoms and give it in a cup. You don't have to suck the breast. There is an imam who talks about, no, it is necessary because it has to be suckling, because that's what the Arabic word says. By the way, there are so many ahadiths. I have multiple live stream on this where I have shown all of these, the fatwas, the ahadiths. There are multiple ahadiths. Aisha, the Ummahatul Mu'mineen, used to send uh, anyone who wants to come and meet her to her sister Kulthum for breastfeeding before he could enter into the house of Aisha. So Sulaim was a person who who could not get all the five breastfeeding. He only had three, so Salim was not able to enter into the house of Aisha at all. Let me show you one hadith on that so that you would know that I'm not lying, because this is a huge accusation, because we are talking about Aisha and her sister. So this is Suckling, Mutawatul Malik. Yahya related from me, Malik, and etc. etc. Umar informed me that Aisha, Ummul Mominin, mother of the believer, sent him away while he was being nursed to his sister Kulthum bin Abi Bakr. Suckle him 10 times so that he can come and see me. Salim said, Kulthum nursed me 3 times, because then Kulthum got sick and she fell ill, so that she only nursed me 3 times. I could not go and see Aisha because Kulthum didn't finish me 10 times. Aisha was such a baby, she couldn't get the suckling done. So she used to send anyone to her sister Kulthum, who bint Abi Bakr, because if the sister will nurse, it is the same uh, as uh, as as her suckling, because he will become a mahram, because he will be Razai brother. A longer hadith is here where Aisha is talking Sultan bin Suhail, and it says the messenger said, grant him peace, give him 5 drinks of your milk and he will be mahram to this guy Sulaim, of another guy. She saw this as a forester. Aisha Ummahatul Mu'minin took that as a precedence for whatever man she wanted to be able to come see her. She ordered her sister Kulthum bin Abu Bakr and the daughter of her brother to give milk to whichever man she wanted to able to come and see her. The rest of the wives of the Prophet said, no, no, this is just for Salim, this guy, Suhail bin Saleh bin Suhail, not for anyone. But Aisha used to do that oftenly. That's not even a problem. And in my videos, you can see live stream on that, where I have shown the fatwas. And this is, if you speak Arabic, I can give you an Arabic video where people are talking about this, and etc. etc. So this is what it is, buddy.
All right, all right. Thank you for your time, man. Be sure to send me that link. I'll see with my brother to take a look at this video, and as soon as we're able, I'll DM you on the same place that you sent me the link.
All right, I will do
Does that
that.
sound good?
Yep, sounds like a plan,
All
man.
right. Thanks for this debate tonight. It was kind of
It
interesting.
wasn't a debate, buddy. This is not a debate, buddy. We weren't even debating. We were having a nice discussion. I don't debates. I do discussions.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
discussion, right? We weren't debating. Come on, man. Why
No,
would you call it a debate?
you were showing me some points. I was giving the best answers that I could with my knowledge. I would consider that more between a debate and a conversation, I can say.
Okay, sounds good, buddy. You take care. Have a nice night.
All
See
right,
you.
Adam, take care. Yeah, see you guys. Saeed, good night, man.
Yeah, good
Good
night.
night, guys.
All right, take care.